we go. Yeah, hopefully I'm not boring enough to where I can't wake you up.
Oh no, you're good once I get going.
Cool.
I should have had some coffee, but my bad.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm not a
Got some
coffee
squirt.
guy. I'm
Got
not
some sugar.
Yeah, I get you. I'm not a coffee guy, believe it or not. I guess like I only use coffee like if I'm out on dates or like I really need coffee.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then you get choppy for me, but I don't know if it's my side or you.
Well, I mean, if you look at it when you look back, like when you rewatch the show, I don't know if you rewatch anything, just make sure you look and sound good. I try to, and I have another camera that actually helps out. So like I use one camera to like, so you can be able to see me okay, and then I use another one for the stream. So if I look a little choppy, no worries. I try my best to look, halfway decent, at least when we're streaming.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, time to do
Look at all those shorts I had up. Dang, forgot about all those.
Yeah. That's okay. That's just if we ever need to use them. So don't feel obligated to be like, oh yeah, here's my work. Don't worry about that. Okay. Just a little bit of forbidden math. Essentially, I'm just trying to promote you a little bit. And almost there. Okay. All right. And a little disclaimer. Yeah, hi chat. How are y'all today? Okay. Okay, there we go. Jump over there. And okay. All right, I'm ready whenever you are.
I'm ready.
Okay. Let's do this. All right. Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi. This is the Unfiltered podcast.
Okay.
Yeah. Season 2, episode 20. That means like we got like 6 episodes left of the second season. This is pretty neat. So like, thanks to Paul and Doug. Shout out Sibling Revelry. I have a very special guest with me today, Jess, aka Forest Mommy. So Jess, how are you doing? Are you? It seems like you're starting to wake up a little bit.
Yeah, sorry. I told him behind the screen I was day drinking yesterday. So, I'm just having that kind of a morning today. But it's 1 o'clock here. No excuse to not be like awake. So,
Yeah. Well, hey, you
we're
got to
good.
sleep in a little bit, like a little bit maybe. I mean, after a party hardy Saturday.
Oh yeah, I definitely I'm down at like my parents' property actually, and like the room I sleep in here it's so dark. There's no windows, so I slept like I just crash. I'm like,
Oh, that's
great.
nice. That is nice. I'm not.
Yeah.
That is, like, gotta love dark rooms, and then you're like, okay, all right, like, then you can just like enjoy like being able to sleep and be like, okay, it's still dark. I can still get some sleep in.
Yeah, and you lose track of time too. All of a sudden, it's like, oh gosh, it's already 11 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
I had no
it's
idea.
already 2. So yeah, so Jess, tell us a little bit about yourself. You if you were to show up to like let's say a bonfire, and you know of some people but you don't know them, like how would you introduce yourself? Like, is it more so like, sup, I'm Paul, like what Paul gave me the other day, or
I don't know. I guess I'd be like, just yeah, hi, I'm Jessica. But I would probably start conversing with them first or something, or like
Sure.
I'd see something and I'd talk to them first for a second, and then be like, oh, I'm Jessica.
okay.
Or otherwise known as Forest Mommy too, which people still call me Forest Mommy in real life that I know. They still call me Forest Mommy, which I love.
So like, how did you get that nickname? I'm just curious.
Okay, so I grew up in a forest, and actually I was gonna try and stream from outside, but the neighbor here was being loud, and there's lots of space. He was like on his tractor or something. But so I grew up in this forest, and when I got onto Twitter, which was basically like right when the COVID stuff was happening, that's I don't know. I don't know how the name. I think the mommy thing kind of came from like a little bit of a sexual dominatrix kind of attitude, but that's not what it is.
Okay.
It's actually like, and then it's just like I take care of the forest, and I take care. It's more like this Mother Earth vibe, I guess now. So
Okay.
that's basically where it came from. So yeah,
Okay.
grew up in a forest.
Okay. Grew up in a forest. More like a caretaker of nature. So boys don't get the wrong idea. Yeah. But like, what kind of content do you get into? Because I know you've been in like kind of the podcasting like circuit. We'll get into the weeds on that here in a second. But what are some things that you kind of get yourself into, other than just reposting things on Twitter?
So a lot of politics stuff. I'm really involved. It's so dorky and dumb, but I'm really involved in local politics as much as I hate it. And so a lot of my stuff comes from that. And as far as like, yeah, I think that's where most of my motivations come from. It's that kind of it's from politics. But then I just do silly stuff too. Right? A friend of mine described me one time. She's like, you do all this like politics stuff. You'll do some like serious stuff, and then you like throw out a sex joke or something. So it's just like this well-rounded,
Well, we got to have a lighter
Because
side to like, because my grandmother was all politics or all religion, and I got sick of it after a while. And so like, you got to balance it out. You got to have like another hobby to balance out like politics and religion. So yeah, it's good to know that like, hey, like I can toss out a sex joke and it's all good. I mean, I can't do it. I'm very awkward about that. So
Yeah.
I just balance it out with like,
I'm in the gutter. I'm in the gutter a lot.
oh, but yeah, you made some like kind of rounds in the circuit. Like I do have to ask, like, I think what Paul brought up to me was you were like on Simcast a few times, weren't you? Maybe.
Yeah, I'm on every night. She still texts me every now and then. I was supposed to be on. She asked me last minute last Sunday, but I couldn't do it. But yeah, I think That's where Paul initially found me. Was one time I was on there, and I've been on her. It's probably been like 4 or 5 years that I've been on it every now and then. So I'm not like a regular. I just come in once in a while.
Okay, I got you. But I think what Paul also told me is you somehow, some way, it's kind of like there's people that have gifts, and they have the gift of getting along with just about anybody, and like somehow, some way, you like didn't you interact with like Scarlett Hampton a little bit? Like you get along with her, okay?
Yeah, well, I was on an episode with her. It was the first time I saw her, and it was before her recent kind of more drama with all that stuff going on. But it was when like she first met Chrissy and started coming on, and it was hilarious when like, because she's nuts, right? She's nuts.
Mhm.
But every now and then she'll say something that's got a little bit of a little glimmer of a gem of a something to it. I think that's why everyone's like, she's crazy girl babbling, but every now and then she'll say something that makes sense. But I was just drinking wine and I was on there with another gal named Courtney was on that night. We were just laughing at everything. I mean, I was just like watching this girl, like, and this was before, like, I mean, she wasn't as bad as she is now and the drugs and stuff, but yeah, that was interesting. And now, she follows me and stuff, and like we've interacted a little when she was fighting, because I like to watch. I've been a big Mersh fan. I've watched Nightwave for the last like probably 3 or 4 years.
Sure.
And so there's been all this drama with all those people, and like she's been in the chat every now and then, and she said hi to me in the chat, so she must remember who I am. She's not completely like
she's like, oh, Forest Mommy, next time I'm out in Colorado I need to go see you, right? A little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I'd be like, I don't know about that, and I go to Wisconsin a lot. So like I should tell her when I'm in Wisconsin. I think that'd be safer. I don't want her to come out here.
But you said you grew up in the forest. You're essentially around the mountains. So like I'll share a little bit of a story about me so you can know me a little bit. By the way, Christopher Zazzle, welcome in. Good to see you, man. I saw him on a panel last night. That's its own rabbit hole. If you're interested, feel free to ask. But when I was younger, like I was a farm kid. I grew up in Iowa, just middle of nowhere. And I once a year, my grandfather would take us out to the Bighorn Mountains. So like we had horses. We go horseback riding. And we go out to the Bighorns. He used to go out to the Black Hills, but there were way too many people out in the Black Hills. So he would go to the Bighorns, and the Bighorns were like, it's forest, it's mountains, it's crisp air, it's great. So like, while the Bighorns hold a special place in my heart, is there a mountain range that holds a special place in your heart?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the Rocky Mountains. It's like right in the backyard is like where the foothills and the Front Range starts. I don't know if you know what Colorado looks like.
Yeah.
It's kind of like half plains, half mountains. So like I'm just like right where it belongs. So yeah, that's where I grew up. So I got to say the Rocky Mountains. Rocky Mountains represent, but there's probably like a specific. I could say Rampart Range in the Rocky Mountains because it's the Rampart Range is right here, what it's called. So we'll say that.
Okay. Yeah. So like, I'm very familiar like with like I would say the front half of Colorado, where it's just prairie, and oh god, the drive's bad. Mm-hmm. Till you like lead up to Denver. Denver's pretty nice, even though Denver is like not as like hilly as you'd think. It's very flat. And then don't ask me about Pueblo because I have opinions about Pueblo.
Everybody has opinions about Pueblo. That's like Pueblo's the redheaded stepchild of the state. Like everyone just beats up on Pueblo all the time.
You know, they had a good football team a while back. They had the Thunderwolves, and they won a Division II national championship. But that's just the sports ball guy in me. But yeah, like going to Pueblo once. Pueblo was like I was like, man, Colorado's so pretty. Like, you know, because I'll drive into Colorado from like Raton Pass, or I'll go in like and that's how I usually go up. Is I'll go up through Raton Pass. I'll go up through, go up. I think it's like I-25, and then that's really pretty country. But like you get to Pueblo, and it's like it's the armpit. Like it's just like I don't know. It's just very bland. Is that the best way to describe Pueblo? Like.
Yeah, they used to have like the major industry down there was a steel mill, you know, and so like so many towns in America, when that major industry left, it kind of made people, you know, it just kind of like brought the value of the town down. And now I'd say it's kind of like the welfare armpit of the state. I would say probably it's just like attracts that, and you know, and they're just not like they're not like they don't have like as much pride in their city, I guess, but.
Oh, yeah. So that's like Fort Dodge. Like, you never want to tell people in Iowa that you're from Fort Dodge because it's dirty Dodge and like little Chicago. And I grew up around there where people could say, like, well, I'm from Carroll, and Carroll's got a really pretty downtown. You know, I'm from Ames. That's where Iowa State's at. You know, Des Moines. Well, which part of Des Moines are you at? Like, are you in Waukee? Or are you basically like, go ahead. I cut you off the pass. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say I drive to Wisconsin like twice a year usually, and we go I-80 to 35. So I go right past Ames. Whenever we go up there, we go to Albert Lee, or however you say it, and then cut over into Wisconsin. So yeah, I know right. That's where you grew up. I know right where it is.
Yeah. You know, that's good old Central Iowa. Des Moines has gotten like Des Moines not too bad to get around. And then when you buck east on Albert Lee, and then that's I-90. And I've taken like I went from like several like the Texas Panhandle to Iowa, and then for a year I lived out in Rapid City. So like I got to like live out in the Black Hills and go visit all this stuff in the Black Hills, and it was kind of weird because I would go out to like Crazy Horse Memorial, like, you know, during like the off season, like around October. Mm-hmm. The best place to visit during the off season, because it's like nobody but you, like in that museum complex.
That's cool. Yeah, I've been to Crazy Horse as a kid once, but that it's just pretty up there. The whole area is pretty. And like when you take I-90. When you start heading east, you go through La Crosse or whatever, and it's like those hills around the
La Crosse is really
the river
pretty.
And stuff,
yeah.
And it's so pretty.
Yeah, La Crosse is awesome. Like my aunt for a time lived in Caledonia, Minnesota. So that's like right in Caledonia is just like a flat plain, but once you get to Houston, and then you get into like La Crosse, it's like really pretty in there. It's super nice.
Yeah, it has a name too. Because I was posted. There's like they call that whole area where it's kind of gets a little more hilly on the Minnesota side and stuff.
I think it's like the Driftless.
Name for it, but I'd have to look up what it was called again.
Yeah, I think it's the Driftless, if I remember.
Yeah, Drift, something with the drift. Yeah,
Driftless area. Yeah. There's a part of Iowa, like there's a like eastern part of Iowa, like where it's really, really pretty up in there. That's like around like McGregor, Marquette. You get up in that. Like Dubuque is really pretty. Some really pretty towns, just because like the glaciers didn't shave it all off like when it came through.
Yeah, it's just a little geography lesson, y'all, and geology, whatever. I think geography. It's geography.
Yeah. I don't know. I just travel a little bit, and then I pick up like little things along the way. But I don't know. Like, do you travel like a lot? Do you go and visit different places, or there like some, or there are there like, you mentioned like you really like the Rocky Mountains. Like, is there like some really kind of like hidden spots like that? It's like, man, this is my place. This is my go-to place.
Yeah, there's a lot of there's hot springs out here. So like there's a lot of different hot springs resorts you can go to. Some are a little nicer, some are a little bit more like kid friendly, some are naked, some are like that. So I definitely like hot springs, going to that. There's some like stuff tucked away. Like those are pretty cool. If you've come up from the south part, well, I guess you said you took I-25, but there's another road called 285 that goes down into New Mexico. And when you're in Colorado and part of it, there's like off of that area, the San Luis Valley, it's called. That's kind of cool. It's like really desolate, and that's where the sand dunes are. Mm-hmm. I like that. Like all the mountains around that whole valley, I really like. It's really pretty down there.
Okay. Yeah, like that's. Yeah. I wish I could visit more Colorado. Just Denver and Pueblo for me. Yeah, that's why I have opinions about Pueblo, but. But yeah, like I've just naked. I find the strangest times to walk in. Tyler, keep your clothes on. Oh, thanks, Brooks Looks. Welcome in. Yeah, I'll keep my clothes on. I got plenty of clothes underneath. I don't know. I can't get naked on stream. That's just, I just know when to put on the front, and then I'm like, okay, all right, like I can go outside and go touch grass. Like actually, this morning I was out like trimming weeds before I cleaned up and, looked halfway decent. So that was my morning.
You were trimming weeds? Sorry, you completely cut out.
Yeah,
there.
sorry.
I don't know if anyone knows. We have audio problems going on, but we're good.
Yeah, so like a little bit of a disclaimer. We got a little bit of a delay, but that's okay. Like as long as Jess looks good and I look good,
yeah,
that's all that matters. We could just like sit here and look good for like the next 2 hours, and we got ourselves a great show. I will not call it a dud. But no, I was out trimming weeds this morning. That's what all I was doing was just trimming weeds, and then I was like, okay, all right, it's like 12:30. I better like head in and get cleaned up and look halfway decent.
Good. It's good work. Yeah, do that. That was my initial plan. That's why I came down here to this property last night after a day drink. But my plan was to get up and like start mowing a little bit because we have a little bit of a field, and like start raking a little, like just a little do stuff. But I'm like, I did none of it. I did leaf blow around the house, I blew off some paths. Like that was enough work for today. I'm tired.
I'm just gonna use the blower, and that's what she said, right? But no, like, it sounded like you had a fun weekend though. Like, I mean, anytime where you can get away with day drinking, like that's a good weekend, unless you're like the quartering, but.
Well, my problems aren't as bad. Like I definitely drink too much sometimes, but it's not as bad as him. But yeah, it was my friend had a housewarming. Ooh, excuse me. Housewarming party yesterday, and like, it was just during the day, so it was like champagne during the day, all day with juice, whatever juice we had around. Because like the party was over, and I stayed and hung out, and then that's the problem. That was the problem. I should have stopped. I should have stopped and went home. It would have been fine. Mistakes were made.
Well, hey, as long as the mistakes aren't public, I think you're going to be fine. By the way, was it pretty good champagne?
Yeah. It was just the Kirkland kind, or it was a Kirkland Prosecco. So Kirkland's Costco.
Nice.
Yeah, Costco. And then this other brand I've seen before too, but I can't think of it.
As long as it tasted good.
It went down really easy, as usual.
That's all that matters. Yeah, I don't really drink I don't drink. I don't smoke. Like I'm almost like a straight edge kid that makes me kind of lame, but I don't know. I've just been broke. Like, and like alcohol can get expensive, and and like weed can get expensive. So I really don't like. I really don't do that. I'm just like, okay, why would I spend money on this when I could just get food? Like, that's my big vice. Is just, I was like, man, I will not turn down a good burger or a good pizza or anything like that.
Yeah, good food's worth it.
Yeah.
I've had the same thing, like, where I'm like, why would I don't have any tattoos, and I'm like, why would I spend money on tattoos when I can spend that money on booze or whatever, or drugs? So it's like kind of opposite.
Gotcha. Like, if like, do you have like a no tattoos policy with you? Like, hey, just no tattoos.
Yeah, I just never got any, and then I just never got any, and still have never got any. It's not like, well, I just don't think I'll ever get one. So
Sure.
the only thing I could think of that I'd want is like one of my old dog's paw prints or something, but that's like, I still haven't done that. So,
Yeah. I mean, I don't have any tattoos. Like, I told my grandparents, I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a Pepsi logo, like, right on my arm. Are you guys okay with that? And they were fine with it. Like, they were like, yeah, that's cool. Like, I was like, what? You guys are okay with me getting a tattoo? Like, you are conservative, like, conservative Christians. Like, you think that, like, being friends with a gay person is like a sin. Like, are you sure? Like, but I don't know.
Funny.
But oh no, I just never got around to getting a tattoo. Just that's not my thing. I'm kind of the same way. It's like, yeah, maybe there's money better spent, or like, well, when I was a journalist for 10 years, I was the journalist for about 10 years. Like, I was like, I had other things like to spend money on, like cameras, like especially lenses will get you. And then you get all like these other devices that try to like make you be better at your job. And the problem is it like photography is like an expensive hobby. So like, do you dabble in photography or anything like that, or?
Not myself. Like, I've never had a nice camera or anything myself. My Pixel phone takes pretty good pictures, so there's that. But I've never been behind the camera, really. I've been in front of the camera before, but I didn't. Yeah, I never. I was gonna ask you, where did you do journalism for? Anything specific? And did you go to Iowa State?
I didn't go to Iowa State. I had a lot of cousins that went to Iowa State. So I had, I would say one of my cousins went to Iowa State. One went to Northwest Missouri State. And then another went to Iowa Central. Like, that's a junior college. And he ended up getting into like welding and, more industrial stuff, which, easy entry point, don't have as much college debt. And then I have another one that is wrapping up on her. She just got finished with the Iowa State Fair. So I think after that, there's college to consider. But I came from West Texas A&M. So like the old West Texas State, that's where I went to school just because it was just right down the road. And I started off as a history major. And I thought I was going to be like a history professor. And then it didn't work out. So I shifted over to journalism. And yeah, like I just never looked back. I got into sports journalism. So I was, now I've done just about everything. Like I've done like breaking news. I've done news. I've done feature stories, sports. Sports is my forte. And then I've won awards. They're just basically collective pats on the back. And just last year, I've kind of pivoted away and did more content creation. Where I was like, you know what? Journalism's great and all, but it doesn't exactly pay the bills. Doesn't pay the bills. Like, in order for me to like get a significant other, have kids, buy a house, Just doesn't. Not anymore. And you have to do so much work to where you can't be with your family. My folks just got they would get pissed off because I would be working all the time and I'd have hours all the time, and you just never know because you were always it was almost like you were always on the clock.
Well, and it's very competitive now, and now you got to compete with AI too. I'm sure, like a lot of people are finding with journalism and stuff.
Yeah, it's ultra competitive. It really is, because you're not competing with other journalists. Yeah, like you're right. You're competing with artificial intelligence. Although I feel like that's a little irresponsible. Like you do need people to kind of help curate and fact check, and there's a lot of layers to journalism that you do. I know, I mean, I was a small town journalist for, probably the majority of my time. You were the first and last line of defense when it came to making sure, hey, everything sounded right. Nobody got misquoted. Like you got all your facts down. Like AI can give you at least a general idea. However, you need somebody kind of like managing, the algorithm and saying, okay, this isn't exactly right. Let me give you this information. I mean, it just doesn't beat like a person actually reporting. I'll just say that.
Yeah, it's true. And it is still wrong sometimes. AI is wrong. Like people catch it being wrong all the time still. So
yeah, you can manipulate it. Like you can manipulate it to like being like, okay, well this is the correct information. And then but then if you got a good enough eye, you're like, yeah, that doesn't look right. And then AI can never get hands right. So until it can get hands right. Daniel, welcome in. Good to see you. And then by the way, shout out Brooks Looks. Good to see you. But yeah, like it's
Hi, Daniel.
Yeah. I think I caught Daniel last week. Daniel seems like a really neat guy. So yeah, we talk about I'm
Daniel's great.
Yeah.
If you ever need to know anything about Power Rangers, anything at all, any Power Rangers trivia tidbit, anything, Daniel is your guy for it. He knows everything Power Rangers.
Power Rangers.
Wealth of information.
Okay. Do you have a favorite Power Ranger?
Good stuff. Well, like I go with Pink, the hot chick,
Yeah. Kimberly?
But I didn't watch it much. I was a little too old for it.
Gotcha.
Where like I babysat kids who like were really into it, so I would sometimes see some of it, but not like Daniel. Daniel knows all of it. It's great.
Nice. Well, I guess if I ever want Power Rangers trivia, Daniel's my guy. But no, like I grew up like kind of like I was a little bit of an older kid. Like by the time Power Rangers came around, when it came out though, like I wasn't really like everybody was all into Kimberly, and I get it. Like Amy Jo Johnson was good, was great looking. She still looks good to this day. I was more a fan of Trini. Like I was a big fan of the Yellow Ranger. Like I was like, dude, hot Asian, like, just kicking ass, and she doesn't have to wear a skirt. Like that was. And then when like Trini left, I was like, okay, all right, I'm no longer interested. Like,
yeah, I did. I've learned more since knowing my friend Daniel here than I ever knew.
Okay.
So never too late to learn about stuff. You know?
No. If you're not learning, you're dying. I would say. Okay, I'm just kind of curious. So, like, what were some things that you were into, like when you were younger? Like, because, when Power Rangers came around, you were an older kid. You probably moved past that. So maybe you probably like thinking about like, hey, here's how I can look really good, or here's how I can get guys. Like, what were some things that you were into, and maybe some hobbies that you're still kind of like you still follow religiously?
Well, I wasn't like good looking as a kid or anything. I'm a late bloomer, I guess you could say. Not to say like I'm super good looking or anything, but I didn't always look like this. So I was just a dorky kid. I was always outside. I guess you could say I was a tomboy. I would always ride my neighbor's horses. I learned how to ride horses and stuff. And like I got like I would always take care of the neighbors' animals. It was like so I was just like doing that for the whole neighborhood, like taking care, being the pet sitter and stuff. When I was younger, I didn't really have any hobbies. I ran track and field for a little while, and then it got too competitive, and I was like, I'm done with that. I'm not going to college for that. So, um, and yeah, and the internet. Well, then like when the internet was starting to come around, so then like I was really into that stuff at first, in the '90s. So that was kind of something, and I don't know. Now Twitter's my hobby. Just sounds lame, but I get money for it. So
Oh, there you go. So like,
well.
how do you go about like earning money from X? Like, I know that's like a recent thing. Like, is it just like, you have to reach like a certain threshold?
Yeah.
Or you have to have like a certain threshold of followers or whatever. Like, what are the parameters as far as like, hey, earning a little bit of an income from Twitter/X?
At this point, I don't know how. I don't even know what, like you sign up at some point. Yeah, I had a pretty big following as it was and a lot of impressions. And yeah, they have some sort of threshold, like you say. But now they're changing it and I have to reapply. So maybe when I reapply, I'll find out like what the new rules are or whatever. So, but I never really paid attention. It was just a little bit of money here and there. It's a little bubblegum money, I call it.
There you go.
So
maybe Elon just likes you. Is that maybe that's a fair assessment?
maybe he knows because I haven't been banned ever. I used to get banned all the time, and then ever since Elon took over, I've never gotten banned. So maybe he just likes me.
There we go. A little bit of favoritism. But yeah, like along with like and feel free to stop me. Like you talk about getting into horses. So like my hometown was known for a rodeo. Big rodeo, Labor Day weekend. I actually had like the vice president of the celebration committee on like I think a couple weeks ago to help hype it up. Do you do more like Western pleasure? Like you go up in the mountains and go ride horses, or what kind of like horseback riding would you get into?
It's just trail riding up in the mountains if I have friends up there. Because I never had my own horse, which has kind of been a good thing because I would have had to sell it at some point, I'm sure. Anyways, so but I don't do any showing. I never did any showing, but yeah, just trail riding in the mountains and around the neighborhood here. And then there's a thing out here called the National Western Stock Show. I don't know if you ever. It's like a stock show in Dallas. It's it's just a big stock show here in Denver. And I volunteer that, so I'm kind of like that's how I get my little like my agriculture in. Even I live around in the agriculture, but I just don't. I should have cattle. I should be raising cattle right now because shit's gonna hit the fan, but I'm just not doing it right now. So.
Okay. So like you talk about shit hitting the fan. Do you feel like civilization's gonna spiral out of control? I'm curious.
I kind of want it to a little bit, at least where I live, because I don't want things to get terrible, like that terrible, but, and I just believe you should always be self-sufficient as you can anyways, but like, things are crazy out here in Colorado where I'm like, I don't see where it can go except for like rock bottom, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, just to be good to like raise some of your, like you should, if you can, have chickens, whatever. Be on a well if you can live somewhere with a well, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Hopefully, it'll get you through a little bit of like, because if shit does hit the fan, it's going to be like survival. You have to survive. Like that'll be nuts. I don't want that to happen, but
sure. Do you like about that? Like, you're a native Colorado. native. You're yeah. I sound like department.
Almost.
Yeah.
I'm not. I wasn't born in Colorado, actually.
Okay, so yeah, that's right. You're from Wisconsin, right? Right? Wisconsin? No. Okay. All right. But like you
Chicago. I was born in Chicago.
Okay, you were born
almost.
Almost.
Close.
Okay. All right. I was warm, but I wasn't hot. But like you spent a good portion of your life in Colorado. Like what are some things that you've noticed from like when you moved here to kind of now? Because like I think a lot of native Colorado residents would say like it's the joke is like all the Californians are moving over to Colorado and driving up the property price, like the property values, and then all the Colorado people are moving down to like New Mexico and like driving up the like the property value down there, and like the New Mexicans have nowhere to go.
Yeah, I mean that's happened a lot, and I would say that's something that very much changed. It's just the growth in Colorado. It just went insane, and then politically and stuff in the last like 20 years, the Californians came out here and they did drive the prices up, and the market was just totally fake. It was like not even real. But finally, it's not because of like the free market, but the prices of houses are actually starting to come down a little bit now out here. So there's no housing crisis. They're like, oh, we don't have enough houses. And I'm like, there's plenty of houses. So
Okay.
that's where we're at now. The growth, I'd say, and then just like the attitudes of people kind of changed too. Like just it used to feel a little bit more friendly, Midwestern-y out here. Now it doesn't. So that's two things.
Oh, that's a bummer. I've noticed that it's like the Californians have really kind of not only infected Colorado, but they're starting to leak over to like Jackson Hole, Wyoming. I was looking at a job in Bozeman, Montana, and Bozeman's so expensive to live in. Like I couldn't take the job, even though the job was great. I would have had the chance to cover Montana State, and they have a great football program, and I love football. But yeah, like I was like, you got to have at least like, you got to at least make like $25, $26 an hour, or you got to make at least 60K for like a single male. And I don't need much to like be able to rent out like a small apartment in Bozeman.
Yeah, it's got the whole West has gotten so expensive, like Montana, Wyoming, Idaho. All these people have been moving there, and like it used to be, even in Colorado, when my parents moved here, it was really cheap. But yeah, the same thing happens, or it's just, and it's like everyone's like, oh, you can flee this state and go to that state and this state and that state, but it's like the same thing happens everywhere. It's going to happen everywhere, at least for the most part.
Yeah, I've noticed that with Des Moines as well. Like Des Moines is starting to kind of go up a bit. But if you get into rural Iowa like is actually like stupid cheap to live at. Like that's probably going to be like I don't want to say that too loud, because then like, Californians or Minnesota people will get like they'll be like, oh, we could live in rural, like we could live in like Marshall, Minnesota, and then drive up we can move over to Marshall. And Marshall is like a really nice town. It's got Southwest Minnesota State. Like it's got a university. It's got a nice town. It's got really nice stuff. Like they could drive up the property prices there, or they can go to rural Iowa and also drive up stuff, because like the quality of life is so good in rural Iowa. The problem is there's like there's a brain drain. There's like a rural flight where there's too many people like moving to Ames or Des Moines, Cedar Rapids or Omaha. That there's like hardly anybody left. Like there's like, there's farmhouses that go abandoned, and it's sad to see. But yeah, like, I don't know. I just don't want rural Iowa to really, be like, oh man, it's so expensive to live in rural Iowa.
Maybe the one good thing would be is they lift the speed limit on I-80 and 35 to 75 miles per hour. That would be cool.
Right. Yeah.
Although I go that speed anyways. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah. Like, man, like that's what's so nice about like South Dakota is like you get out of Iowa And Kim Reynolds, the governor, actually just raised the speed limit in Iowa to where it's like you can go 70, although that's kind of considered slow nowadays. But you don't have to go 55 on like the state roads or the county roads. You can go 60 and you're fine. But like when you go into South Dakota, man, you can open up the throttle. You can go like 84, like going down 990. That's so nice.
I drive way too fast. I drive way faster than I should, but there's just something about it. Like, just like, I mean, it's like there's a highway, not like, it's like a country highway out here. And it's just so fun to drive on, like faster than the speed limit. But it's like you go around the curves, and it's just so much fun. I don't mind when we drive to Wisconsin, and we drive straight through. It's 17 hours drive, and I'm like, we do it the whole shot, one shot, and just switch back and forth and switch back and forth. But I don't know. I don't mind it. I kind of like it.
Okay. So so you do you like drive with like the top down and have the wind in your hair? And I mean, I just try to like keep my hat on if I drive in a convertible, but
yeah, no, it's just in my Subaru Outback, but it's usually
those are the best ones. Those are the best cars.
And bring stuff up there to do work on the house up there and stuff.
Okay.
I love my car. Everyone makes fun. Everyone does the lesbian thing, which is like funny. I get the lesbian thing is funny, but I'm like, in my Outback, the one I have, it has like the bigger engine in it, and that like she goes, man. She can go, so I don't mind it, and I never get stuck in snow ever. So.
I have a Jeep and I got stuck in snow, and people in South Dakota kidded me. They're like, "Oh, you have a Jeep, but you don't have a South Dakota Jeep." And I'm like, "Thanks. Like, can you help me get out now?" But like, that's good to know. Like, Subaru Outbacks, they're so underrated. Like, especially like if you get one that's like 4-wheel drive and can get you out of just about anything. Like, oh my gosh, like it's so good.
And it's a station wagon, so you can fold down the seats if you gotta throw stuff back there. Like if I used to go skiing a lot, it was always good going skiing. I didn't even have to put them on the top. I could just throw them in the back. It was just great.
Okay. So I'm just curious. Like, I think I was seeing like this might have been a while ago. Like where I think it was like the last time you were kind of on like a guest on a show. Well, I mean like it was actually like I did a Google search, or not a Google search, but a YouTube search, and it had you on as a special guest, and it like mentioned Mr. Forest Mommy. Is that a thing?
Well, that's just what I call him.
Okay.
Because he's not online at all. He's not online at all. He's older. He's not online. He works a lot.
Okay.
So that's what I refer to him to.
Mr. Forest Mommy. Well, heck yeah. Well, I my advice would be like, yeah, don't worry about getting on the internet. Like you found yourself a nice looking lady. You don't need anything else. You got a nice place, nice looking lady. You're good, man. You got it made.
I get in enough trouble on the internet. I get in enough trouble on the internet as it is.
So you don't need him to get in trouble too, right?
Yeah.
That's fair. But so like I'm just looking at like your shorts real quick, and I know this is probably been a minute. So you're sorry to ugly people. Does that mean you're gonna apologize to me? Like sorry, Tyler, you're just ugly.
It's just funny. It's just funny to be like I'm not even like, it's just funny to be a jerk like that. And it's like, I'm not really like that, but just funny. That's
okay.
A good one.
Okay. It's like, I'm sorry that you're ugly.
Yeah,
like, I'm sorry that I'm pretty, and I'm sorry that I'm pretty. I'm sorry that you're ugly.
Yeah, I think something happened on Twitter where people were yelling at me for something, and so I made that made that response. These are old. I'm looking at the screen you have up too.
Yeah.
They're all. I haven't made shorts like these in forever. I upload some stuff, but
Okay.
yeah, these are old.
Dang, you
My
got
hair
like the
looks
yoga
really
stuff going
good.
down. Yeah. Dang, I mean, like, are you into yoga or?
There's old. Some of that's really old.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So I do yoga at home and stuff,
Mhm.
but when COVID I used to do yoga like religiously. I would go like 5 times a week because I did a trade with the studio because it's expensive. But I
Yeah.
found this place that let me I would help clean something and then I would get free yoga.
Mm.
And then the COVID stuff happened and they were making people wear masks in the heated room and all that. And I was just like, what's going on? Like, that's stupid. And so I was like, okay, wait a minute. I thought this practice is like 3,000 years old or something. But you're gonna say you have to, which is all about breath and stuff. So I haven't paid to go to classes for it. I just do stuff at home. But I used to love the hot yoga because you sweat so much. You just feel so, anytime you sweat a lot from any good workout, it just feels good.
Mm.
So I do miss that because I don't have a heated room in my house like that. So.
Oh, yeah. Hot yoga. Like, I think I put that down on a dating profile one time. Like, maybe like dating ideas. I don't know. I'd look horrible probably doing hot yoga.
Everyone does. Like, everyone's always sweaty. You're sweaty. You're gross. But you're just doing your thing, and then you kind of feel like you're gonna die halfway through. You're like, I'm going to die, but then you make it to the end, and you're like, oh, I didn't die. And then it's like it feels like you squeezed your body, like taking a rag and squeezing it, kind of.
Whatever kills me makes me. Whatever doesn't kill me makes me stronger.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, I got you. What are some of the nuances of yoga? Like you talk about breath, but is it also positioning? Is it just mindset? Because I know there's a lot of meditation that goes into it. Or I mean, just for somebody that completely is just the only thing I know about yoga is a lot of ladies do it, and Dalsim from Street Fighter, he practices yoga and then he spits fire from his mouth. What are some other nuances to yoga?
Yeah, the meditative kind of aspect of it is basically you want to where the only thing you're thinking about is you're breathing in as you move to this position. You're breathing that's the whole goal is to not think, kind of. So that's part of it. And what I really liked about it too is I found there's a lot more. Not people don't think it's strength stuff, but it really is because you do a lot of heads. You learn how to do headstands, and you're doing your whole. It is actually very good for the muscles. So it teaches you if you just always flex your muscles when you do anything, it's just a little extra of a nice workout. So.
Okay.
I like that. Or I guess that's part of it. And then, yeah, the positions, it is very important that you're in good alignment while you're doing this stuff, certain positions and stuff, because you don't want to hurt yourself, obviously.
Right. So would it help me if I had lower back problems, would it help me out a little bit? I mean, I'm asking an expert.
Yeah, there's
here,
way easy stretches you can even just do on your floor. There's a thing. Well, I'm not an expert. I never was a teacher. I did get a teacher certificate, but I never taught.
Oh.
Yeah, you can just do. If you look something up, it's called just pigeon. It's called pigeon, and if it's your lower back, just look that up, and you can just do it right on the floor, and it does feel good too. And you can, if you can't do it, you can work your way into it. And that's another part about yoga. They say too. It's it's all about forgiveness. If you can't do it right away, forgive yourself. Blah blah blah. So there's that too. That's kind of the cheesy part of it.
Oh yeah. It can come off a little cheesy, especially for a dude that it's oh, I gotta work out the muscles, I gotta do my squats, and then now I gotta do, I can't forget about leg day, that sort of thing. So I do think yoga is helpful. I don't know if I could ever get into it, but I could see where it could help stretch you out. It can help you especially hot yoga. It could help you lose weight if you don't want to like bulk up, like you want to just be lean and mean, like you could just sweat it off. And isn't it where like I don't know, like I mean, I probably need to ask more of a health expert. That's why maybe that's H-Bomb, welcome in. Good to see you, man. Maybe that's where I like, maybe where I could be like, okay, all right, Jess, you could be the health expert for me. So like, it's my philosophy is always like, okay, like what you like put in, you got to take out. And you know, like some, like that hasn't really worked out for me. But I don't fast. I don't starve. I think it just comes down to eating right and then just making sure you could like sweat it off, like as you're working. I don't know. Just, I guess I'm just a guy asking for advice.
Yeah, even going for a walk. Going for walks is good. I mean, even just going for walks, just going for good walks. Get outside. You get fresh. Everyone says, "Well, it's not enough" or whatever. And I'm like, no. Like, if you like regularly go for hour-long walks, it's great for you. You know, you'll notice your body is different just from that.
Okay.
But so I'm also, and disclaimer, I'm not a health expert. But that's my advice.
Okay. Hey, but walking helps. That's actually really, yeah. Like, I don't know. If you see me running, you better be hauling ass too, because something's amiss or something's really wrong. Yeah. Like,
yeah, it's a good joke. There's that shirt that people have that says, "If you see me running, you better be running too."
But no, I knew girls that like, you know, they were into running. I mean, I knew like, you know, girls that basically were gym bros in disguise. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's so many ways of like making sure that, hey, like you could be fit and healthy and you can, you know, live long and prosper. But yeah, like, so like your thing is like, hey, like just at least take walks. Like, don't sit around all day. Like,
yeah. And then don't stress too much. I think people get too stressed out and they want to do too much and they're doing this and that. And it's just like, that makes you more like, you know, that makes your cortisol go up or whatever they say. Like, it's just less stress about it, the better.
So low cortisol is actually like, it's like a legit thing. Like going to the mountains, taking like long, deep breaths of the mountain air, you know, making sure you get your walks in, enjoy the pretty sights. I get it. Okay. Maybe I need to go down to Palo Duro Canyon more often. But that's the big like kind of natural place like around here is this Palo Duro Canyon. I wouldn't tell anybody to go down there in the summer, just because it gets down to like maybe like it's been triple digits here probably for the last several weeks, and then it's like 10 degrees warmer once you get down to the canyon floor. Like, it is like, yeah, stay hydrated, like especially if you go down to walk around in canyons and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's been hot here too, like the whole summer. It's just been, we usually have our, 90-degree days and our streaks of over 100 here and there, but it's just been like 99 for like 2 months straight, I feel like. And then it hasn't been like windy. It's just been like still. We thankfully got some rain recently too, but it's been dry. Obviously, it's so dry out here.
Yeah. And that's kind of the big danger, is like when it gets so dry. And feel free to have your input on this too, because and I understand that like over time, like forests without like maintenance, can lead to forest fires, and we dealt with forest fires all the time in like the Black Hills. So like, yeah, the dry heat, like the dry weather, and especially like somebody just being irresponsible and just tossing out a cigarette butt, even though thankfully like smoking's really went down. Like there's not very many that really smoke cigarettes anymore. But yeah, it's just Yeah, just please don't do that, especially when it's hot and dry in a forest.
Please, yeah, be very careful. That's why I have to do a lot of maintenance here around the forest. Like we have this thing called pine beetle, which kills trees here and there. But in Colorado, in the government forest, they've just let it go crazy. So there's just acres and acres of dead trees, and it's like, well, what do you think's gonna happen with that?
Yeah.
But
is it one of those things where, like, you know, like I understand the forest will purify itself through like random lightning strike, you know, forest fire. And in nowadays, because there's so many people, you know, developing, like, you know, like in the Rocky Mountains that like, or like anywhere, honestly, any mountain range, Black Hills, Rocky Mountains, that like just because of development, like, you know, the forest can't really just purify itself by burning itself out and like cleaning things out. Are you kind of in that camp, or is it more like, you know, hey, maybe we just...
Yeah, I mean, that's it's the way you wish you could do. You wish that could happen because it is like, it's kind of helps reset it. But yeah, there's too many people now because the Indians here, there's the Ute Indians, they said like the fires used to just burn like all the time. Oh, sorry. Just speaking of the devil, it's raining and thundering out.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, I heard it. I heard it in the background. Yeah.
Anyways. I was like, whoa. That's good. We're getting some rain.
Hell
Anyways,
yeah.
but yeah, the fires would just burn and burn because, you know, there was no one there they weren't putting them out because there was no one there to put it out. There's no fire tankers and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, and that's how the prairies would like purify themselves too, is like random lightning strike, you get a prairie fire, and then it creates all this like detritus, and it creates all these nutrients from being converted to fire and like just seeping down to the soil. And that's why for a long time, you know, like the soil would be so rich, is because like you have all those nutrients that mix in with the soil that you got, and then it produces better crops, or it produces better soil to where you can grow new forests again.
Yeah, it's always, people still, I mean, they still do that where they burn they do like prescribed burns on where they grow crops and stuff, and they try to do prescribed burns out here, but they always get out of control and kill people.
Oh no.
They don't do them as often anymore, but
daggum. Yeah, that's, yeah, we don't want any people dying. But that's what happens when you have people move into the mountains and all other fun stuff, right? Yeah. So along with going to like Wisconsin and, you know, and knowing your way around Colorado, like, I know like I don't know if you keep track of like kind of the wider universe or not, but like I used to like when I had Dave the Thinker on, Dave would talk about like his road trips. So like, is there any like places that you like a road trip to, or like you like places that you like to, you'd be like, well, that's a really cool place to be at, I'd like to come back? Like, do you have favorite road trips, or just favorite places to visit? Like if you had the chance to visit, you go visit.
I always like going to Phoenix. Like, okay. That's a nice road trip from up here. I've been so lame lately. Like ever since COVID, I'm like, I only go to Wisconsin. Oh. Like I need to like start getting out there again. But yeah, Phoenix I love going to Phoenix. I love Wisconsin, obviously. And Indiana. I have like family in Indiana I like to go visit. Okay. I have family in South Carolina now too. They just moved there from here. Talk about people moving from one state to the next.
Yeah.
But it was okay. South Carolina seemed pretty nice, and they weren't too far from North Carolina, and that whole Asheville area is really pretty. All their foothills there. So.
Yeah, that's a really pretty town. Yeah, I've never been. Like, I've been to. I think I've been as far west as like Santa Fe, Thermopolis, Wyoming. Never went to Billings, even though Billings is on a plane. And then, like, as far as going east, I've been to New York twice. I've been to Philadelphia once, and then I've been to, I went to Florida when I was a kid. But I have family in Florida, which is kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think I would like going to Florida. I need to, like, I have friends down there now. I'm like, I need to go to Florida. That would be great.
Yeah. If you had to go anywhere in Florida, where would you go?
Probably like oh, and I guess my brother lives out there now too. My brother bought a place at the Florida Georgia line, so I'd probably start there, and then I'd like to go to Miami at least once. That would definitely be fun. But I don't know. I think most of my friends are like in the Tampa area, so you're in there. I've heard that Destin is really nice. That's on the Panhandle, I think.
Yeah.
On the one part.
Yeah, like oh crud! Like I have family that lives like around Tampa. It seems like everybody and their brother like lives around Tampa. I had family that lived around like Newport Richey, and that was like a stone's throw away from Tampa. Like so, like when we went down and go visit them, and you'll get a kick out of this. So like, we used to go down to the beach, and it was like we went down like I swear like 3 or 4 times like when we were visiting. And it was a place called Tarpon Springs, but it was funny because I always called it Tampon Springs. Maybe that's what they call it there too. I don't know. Like, but I just always knew it.
Oh yeah, TARPOM.
Yeah, right. Tarpon. Yeah, after the fish. And I was like, I was a little kid at the time, so it was like I couldn't. I mean, until somebody told me otherwise, I was like, oh, it's Tampon Springs, you know. But no, like when I was down there, like we did go to Orlando. I didn't go to Disney World. I went to MGM Studios because like at the time, like I was still a big Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles fan, so like that's where the turtles were at. And so I never went to the Magic Kingdom. I went to MGM Studios. Maybe I should have just went to the Magic Kingdom, but you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda. But yeah, like
another trip.
It's another trip, yeah. If I can afford it, like. Oh yeah, the life of a starving journalist. But no, like let's see. Like I've been down to Houston. San Antonio is one of my favorite towns. If there's this Texas city that you should visit, Jess, that's San Antonio. San Antonio is really pretty. Especially once you get down to the Riverwalk. Like you get down to the Riverwalk, you walk around. Don't go when I first went, because I went when they drained the San Antonio River. So like when I was walking around, like we were able to get on the boat before they drained the river. And then we attended the party that all the boat, like, you know, the boat commandeers would go to. That was like their end of season party because they were off for a week after that. And I remember, well, because my folks had a timeshare down there, so we took it, and it was dirt cheap because the San Antonio River was drained, and you basically had a sea of like gray sludge, and they were cleaning it like that week.
Ugh.
Yeah. I got to go to the Alamo Bowl out of it, and I got to go visit some other places.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. Like, been through Austin. I wasn't a big fan of Austin. Austin's just way too many people. San Marcos is cool. Like, if you go down to, I looked at going to, like, Texas State, and that's where Texas State's at. You can actually float the river down at Texas State, and then... Oh, we heard that one. Wow. Even I heard that one. But, like, you can go float the river, and you can just go drink. You can drink while you're floating down the river.
That's always fun. That's a fun activity, no matter what.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, if you can do that.
Float the river, drink a, you know, have a few beers on you, feel good, like get a nice tan out of it. Yeah. I can't do that so much anymore. Maybe like 10, 15 years ago. But
good times.
Yeah. Santa Fe is really pretty. I really like downtown Santa Fe. Like that's split in like north and south. South Santa Fe is a little rough. Have you ever been to Meow Wolf?
I've been to I haven't been to the Santa Fe one. They built one in Denver that I went to.
Right.
I've been to this one.
Okay. Yeah, because they do different themes for each Meow Wolf. Like they have like the Omega Mart in Vegas. They have the one in Denver. I kind of want to go. I want to go to the one in Denver, and I want to go to the one in Vegas. But now they're opening up Meow Wolves in like L.A. and I think New York now. Like they're actually going to put one in New York.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'll be busy, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Well, it'd be like Ripley's Believe It or Not. Like Ripley's Believe It or Not used to have like they had a museum like right across the street from the Alamo, which was nuts.
Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. You're good. But no, like, yeah, San Antonio is really pretty, especially if you go down to Alamo Square, because now, like, basically the Alamo is like right downtown. Like in pop culture, they're like, well, the Alamo is outside of town. No, the Alamo is like smack dab in the middle of San Antonio. And then you have like, what are some really cool places? Oklahoma City's got Bricktown. Bricktown's really pretty. Everything's all within walking distance down there. I've been to like Dallas Fort Worth. I'm not huge on, just because like now there's like pretty places like Las Colinas, you know, which is like basically kind of like it's like the Ritz. Like it's the cat's meow. Like, you know, a lot of buildings. There's Addison Square. I went to like a kind of like a beer fest down there. Like I had a friend that lived down there, so we went down and like I was in Dallas at the time, and I was like, well, let's go visit my friend. And but like Dallas is so spread out. Like I can't stand the Metroplex. I just can't. Denver I like, though. I love Denver. Like 16th Street. Is it 16th Street?
Yeah, I've heard it's huge.
Yeah. Honky Kong, welcome in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, except we call it, instead of the 16th Street Mall, it's now called the 16th Street Mall, spelled M-A-U-L. Because it's just gotten so dangerous down there.
Yeah.
That's what they're calling it now.
The mall. Instead of the mall, it's the mall. Nice face, ma'am. That's what Honky Kong says. Well, there you go. Like you're still getting complimented. Like say like
thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. But like I was able to go visit Coors Field. I wasn't there when the Rockies were at home, but
with the best baseball team. That's the best baseball team in the world. Is Rockies. Okay,
the Rockies.
I'll fight anyone on that.
Okay. You're
a sports guy. Yeah, when the Rockies are the worst, when they're the worst, I love them even more. The worse they are, I love them. But they did better this year. So
they have been doing better. Also, like, you have to give the Rockies credit. They play in one of the prettiest ballparks in the majors. Honky Kong, no, we're not doing a feed stream. But yeah, I totally got derailed right there. But no, like one of the best ballparks in the majors. Like, you know, and you're always going to see home runs. That's why, like, that's why, like, why the Rockies are always kind of in a really rough spot is like, you can't bring in good pitchers because like you're going to get home runs hit off of you all the time. So like, but then again, you know, I don't know. Like I talked with a friend of mine about like, cause when the Rockies were bad, I was like, well, how can we fix the Rockies? Like, how can we get the Rockies, like, you know, in a really good direction. And we had a debate about it from about Sioux Falls all the way to like Wall Drug. And we were like, okay, like how can we rebuild the Rockies? And it's like, well, should we just go more into power hitting, or should we try to just find some pitchers with good control? I don't know. I mean, what would be your suggestion if you were like, okay, all right, I want the Rockies to be a perennial playoff contender, even though they're in the same division as the Dodgers, and then the Diamondbacks have a really good like farm system. The Giants are kind of they're kind of up and down, and then of course there's the Padres in there too. Like if you were like if like somehow some way the ownership was like, okay, Jess, what would be your suggestion on like helping out the Rockies? What would be your suggestions?
I don't know, because I don't know I'm not like a stats person. But
That's okay.
I don't know, like, because they have people come. You know, they have people come and go. Like every year, I'm like, I have to find a new favorite Rockies player, because they're always like coming and going so much. So I mean, it's always I guess you need a new roster when they're ever so bad, but I don't know. I just, like you said, Coors Field. I can go to any game at Coors Field. I've gone to Coors Field and sometimes not even watched the game because I'm just having too much fun walking around doing what I'm doing. So like, it's the best. I don't know if people understand too that it's beautiful. Weird. It's beautiful, and like they have these like rooftop bar things that are basically like 2 levels of a bar where you can just like walk. You can buy the cheap tickets, and then you can just go hang out up there.
Huh. Okay.
Oh. I keep hearing things.
I was gonna say, like, is it still thundering outside where you're at?
No, it's already. It looks like it's already sunny again. Like it blew over already, but it rained for a little bit. That's how the storms are here. It's like kind of build up, rain here, and then they head out east.
Oh, of course they do. But you know, along with the bar, like, what are some of your favorite parts of like Coors Field? Because like it sounds like you know Coors Field inside and out.
My what?
Your favorite parts of Coors. Your favorite parts of Coors Field.
I've only been to Fenway once and Kaminsky Park once, and Fenway was cool. That was a cool park.
Okay. Yeah, Fenway's really cool. I had a friend that went there. Like he was a big Red Sox fan, so he had to go like as part of a pilgrimage. But no, like what are your like some of your favorite parts of Coors Field? Like what are some aspects of Coors Field along with like the double-decker bar, like that you just absolutely love? Yeah.
I like the parking's really easy, and it's usually pretty secure. You can just park right in their parking thing, and then it's like a walk in. And I you know, you're not supposed to tailgate or whatever, but me and my friend always, you know, we'll always have 1 or 2 in the car and then walk with the beer in. It's kind of like a just good little workout before you get to the thing. They have good food there. They have one area too. If you buy, so the rock pile seats is the cheap seats. If you buy those, they actually have another area where you can go. That's in, because the rock pile ones, there's no shade, and then, you know, Colorado, if it's sunny out, it's hot. That sun's beating down. But they have another area you can go to that's kind of like up and under on the opposite side. That's kind of cool. It's just cool sitting up there. That's probably it. Okay.
And like the area around Coors Field's like really nice too. Like they got sports bars. Like it's like Coors Field is actually pretty walkable. Like you can walk around Coors Field and like you could just, you know, like you could, like, there's your shopping. If you don't want to buy like an overpriced ball cap like of the Rockies, there's like plenty of other stores like you could go to and pick up like a, you know, I don't know if like Rockies hats are cheap anymore, but I used to remember like being like, I need to grab like a Rockies hat while I'm there. And like, unfortunately, like Like I didn't find anything I liked, but I found a Broncos bucket hat I really liked, so I bought that, and it didn't break the bank. So, you a big Broncos fan?
Yeah, I mean, part of the area around the park it's a little dangerous, but like during the game days, you're usually good.
Okay.
Like it's not like not trying to scare people, but just like if there's gonna be a shooting, it's gonna be right there. Broncos, if they're doing it when the Broncos are winning, I love them. Otherwise,
okay, I got you. Uh-oh. We lost Jess. That's okay. Let me just hold down the fort for a second before Jess comes back. And let's not do that. Oh, Steven, welcome in. On the road, on the toad. Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. It kicked out Jess. Oh, no. That's okay. And then Honky Kong, you think that the Braves are the best, huh? Okay. There we go. We got you back. Hi. We got you back.
Hi. I don't know if that was me or you, but the sound is like getting slowly worse too. So I don't know. Maybe we should call it. We can try another day too.
Yeah.
Maybe we can try another day too.
Yeah. I agree. We can. I got you introduced. Now you're part of like the short, like you're part of the list where I can just be like, hey, are you down for hopping on? So we'll do that. Yeah. And we're pretty close to like, an hour and a half. So it's a good way to get you introduced.
Okay. Yeah, it's true. It is, but we're an hour.
Yeah. Are you surprised that I'm able to be like to be like, all right.
Well, thanks for having me.
You betcha.
Sorry, there's the delay. It's so annoying, but I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. We'll get her fixed up. Hey, as long as you look great, and as long as I look great, and as long as it looks like we're partially interacting, we'll be fine. Sometimes I get a little bit of a delay too. So, but yeah, let's close up shop. So yeah, we'll bring back Jess. We'll get some stuff knocked out, and then we can get into the weeds about stuff. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Unfiltered podcast, season 2, episode 20. I got some really cool guests lined up. I mean, not to sell Jess short. She's amazing. And I'm trying to do some nice softball questions too. Hold on, let me look and see who do I got on tap for the next few weeks. I'm gonna bring in next week. I'm gonna bring in the Real Finesse God. He's kind of like an underground music artist. Really neat guy. His music's actually good too, Jess. Like it's kind of like EDM, but he gets into rap a little bit. I got introduced to him through a viewer, like a good friend of the channel, Nico Suave. So shout out Nico Suave. And then I got McGillicuddy, who's a fellow commentator. We do Crash Out Connoisseurs. I'm on there with CJ, and one of our first collabs was with Mac, and Mac's awesome. He's a New Mexico guy, by the way. And then on September 13th, I will have Steven Asark on, and Steven is known for writing for Newsweek, writing for Complex. He's a digital culture journalist, so I think that's going to be a really cool show. And then I got three more open spots, so I'm filled all the way to 23. So I got 24, 25, and the season finale open. So if you know anybody, hit me up. Like, you can contact me in my stuff down below. But yeah, Jess, do you have any parting words, some words of advice from Mother Nature herself, or?
dance in the rain. No, just kidding. That's cheesy. I was just gonna say, I don't, not words of advice, but if anyone can ever get out, like we were talking about Coors Field, and I only went to 2 games this year. Now I'm like, so if anyone ever gets a chance to go to a game at Coors Field, make sure you do that.
Absolutely.
That's my advice.
That's great advice, by the way. Anywho, guys, we're going to get out of here. We're going to enjoy the rest of our day. I got to go to work here in the next few hours. That's going to be really fun. So like, before we go, I did get a job, so I'm not like completely all in on the YouTube. I try to make time for it. That's the biggest thing, is trying to make time for it. I drive around railroad workers at night, and it's easy. You just go pick them up from the depot, and you just go take them like to the places they need to go. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're out there.
Yeah. And you get to meet different people too. Yeah. And railroad guys, they're actually pretty chill. Most of them are pretty chill. So, yeah. Not a terrible side gig.
Very cool. That's a great gig.
It pays the bills too. It helps. Yeah, that's all that matters. Until YouTube can start paying my bills, I'll keep the day job. Yeah. So, and before we go, like I was like a substitute teacher for like a year. Yeah.
I was going to say, well, it needs to pay the bills. And I was like, well, you could just meet a rich older like widow or something too, and she could pay the bills. You never know.
Oh, dang. I can get with a cougar? Are you saying I got a chance?
Yeah.
Next time, dating advice with Forest Mommy. Okay, guys, we're going to get out of here. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Have a great rest of the weekend. Have a great start to the week. And we will see you guys very soon.